The 2011 movie Limitless was by far one of my favorite movies. It came out around the time when I was a senior in college and everyone was posted up in the library pulling 24-hour all-nighters and was watching people ask the janitor for Adderall or whatever they could get their hands on to try to be more productive and get more stuff done. And I related a ton to this Bradley Cooper character because he had all the tools to get everything done, but he struggled to be productive. And with his high demanding responsibilities, it was just dragging him down and he wasn't able to accomplish things. But then he's given a sketchy pill by some guy in a black suit and he suddenly becomes Albert Einstein on steroids. And honestly, if this didn't make you want to get a script for some amphetamines, I don't think anything else would have. We watched this guy go from rags to riches in just a short period of time. And I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD at the time. I didn't have a sketchy doctor that was able to write me the closest thing to that, but I was so determined to find a way to maximize my productivity so I can get more done and be as close to the real deal as that guy in that movie as I could be. The majority of us struggle so much with anxiety, procrastination problems, and just so many other mental obstacles that we have to live each and every day. And all these keep us from obtaining our goals and doing the things we set out to. And I am no stranger to putting things off until the last minute. That's my middle name, last minute. But I know by resisting our negative inclinations and using our ingenuity, we can absolutely surpass our boundaries and do things that we never thought we could even do. So fast forward now over 10 years, and I've come up with 5 effective strategies that you can implement to channel your inner Bradley and become limitless yourself. Now, the first thing first is you always have to be learning. Learning does not stop after school, despite what many of us think, and frankly, it never really does. Learning is like a broken treadmill that won't turn off, and if you step off of it, you'll die. The floor will be lava, and you'll be gone. Difficult skills may seem completely out of range at the beginning. I get it, it seems overwhelming. But we have such a great ability to learn gradually each and every day, thanks to this thing, unless you're the scarecrow. And I got stuck in this belief system for a long time. After I graduated college, I thought I learned everything I had to learn. I could erase it all from memory. What I had is what I had, and I was ineligible from learning new skills. And it prevented me from doing a lot of things that I know I could have done many years ago. My ignorance in thinking that I had a lack of education in that subject or didn't have past experiences in that field just completely made me ineligible to learn. And that's so far from the case. And this is one of the most prevalent limitations that we have. We all, at one point or another, think that we have this ceiling of what we can learn, and it's just simply not true. I mean, thanks to the 21st century and the inventions of things like this, we're completely able to learn things at any time or any place for free. We're living in just exceptional times, and we really have no excuses at this point. Hate to say it, but it's kind of on you if you're choosing to take a pass on that. If you want to learn how to crochet, pick up a damn pick. So get in the habit of opening your mind to experiencing new things. This habit will allow you to pick up things a lot quicker. Master the art of processing knowledge and you'll begin to open your mind into thinking that anything's possible. And you could learn French past high school. You can learn oui, or what, I'm not good at French. But you know what I mean. You can go on YouTube, you could find the information, and you can learn. Next up is utilizing specific strategies to combat procrastination. Procrastination is like the main boss in that video game that you can't beat, but we got cheat codes, okay? We all naturally just love dopamine and hate hard work. We'd rather skip chores and kick them down the road to binge watch a whole series of Love is Blind. I get it. And although this is natural, this really does limit yourself. Just consider how much more you could get done if you didn't procrastinate as much and you actually put your head down and worked hard at a goal that you had. You'd be much farther along in your goals, and I don't know, that other stuff that you're choosing to play with now will still be around later. That's what TiVo's for. And so for this, anti-procrastination strategies work best. So combating actions that give immediate gratification with actions that provide a long-term benefit is a great way to do this. You can combine a habit that's challenging but beneficial to long-term success with a habit that's easy and rewarding. So a good example here is when I write scripts, I like to listen to new music. So writing scripts is still challenging for me, but I know it's going to benefit me in the long run and help me be a better writer. But I also like to listen to like Spotify's New Music Friday when I'm writing, and that gives me like an enjoying habit that I like doing while I'm doing this. And that's the only time I'm able to listen to that music is when I'm writing scripts. So it forces me to sit down and do something challenging, but then get that reward as I'm doing it. And this stops me from procrastinating from writing because I really want to listen to that new music. So it's kind of a reward system within doing something challenging that I would maybe want to push down for as long as I could. So by fighting the master procrastinator in your head, you unleash just massive potential because you're choosing to do things that are going to benefit you, although they're challenging, and then tricking your brain by rewarding yourself in the process. Next up here, we have prioritizing like a pro. Aside from fighting procrastination, prioritizing is another crucial element that we have to get good at. Many of us limit our abilities because we have too many irons in the fire at once. We try to become better at everything at the exact same time, and as a result, we don't get good at anything. You want to make videos, but you also want to be a professional BMX biker, and then you also want to be the next cast member on the Phantom of the Opera. It's a lot. Your brain is just getting worked to the bone. You're putting strain on your mental strength, your time, your resources, and your energy all together. And all these strains add up and they prevent you from exceeding your limits. And so this is where we need a minimalist approach to become limitless. The best way of doing this is to try and focus as much of your resources as you can at one thing at a time. Really try to dedicate your efforts at one side hustle at a time. I have people that are telling me that I should be leveraging TikTok and YouTube Shorts and all these other channels in order to grow my channel faster, but I simply just don't have the brain power in order to produce great products all around. So I'm just really focusing on YouTube and making long form content the most I can at the best rate of best quality, and not really spreading myself too thin and trying to do everything at once. And I know diversification is important, especially with social media, but by spreading myself too thin and trying to do everything at once, it takes away my ability to really get good at one skill at a time, and I don't want to put out dissatisfactory work. So ask yourself if you're creating too many obstacles when you're starting a project, and make sure that you're really able to give it the time and attention it needs without it taking over your life and getting in the way of things that are also important to you. Like maybe you also have a 9-to-5 like I do, or you have a relationship, or you spend a lot of time with your family, and those are all important things as well. So you don't want to just overwhelm yourself and your brain, because otherwise it's just going to shut down and you're not going to get anything done. Next up is letting your creativity flow at any given time. Creativity is seriously the golden ticket to becoming limitless in real life. If you want to break beyond your current boundaries, you have to allow your mind to just explore different possibilities and be creative on what you can do. You will develop new habits and reach even greater goals as a result of this. So an example here is maybe you never really considered picking up all of your belongings and moving to a completely new state. And I know this particular example may seem a little extreme, and you've seen some people do just that, but you've never considered it for yourself. But as you think about it more and your creativity starts to spin, you may realize that you want to experience new things while you're young, and that this may actually be a good idea. You'll break out your journal or diary and let your imagination flow, and then realize that your quality of living could become much better than it currently is. And maybe some of you will take the leap, and that'll become the best decision you've ever had. And you could always just move back if it didn't work. But by letting your creativity flow and taking a chance on doing something you've never done, that could unleash just so much potential in you and realize, wow, I never even thought I could do this. Never even thought I could leave the house, but now I'm in Nantucket. And letting your creativity just go is just a terrific way to generate new ideas. Your current limitations will just succumb to this new creativity and mindset that you have, and it'll open just a path to just unlimited possibility. And yeah, maybe 99% of your ideas will be completely absurd, and that's okay. I have a million a day, but there'll be that one that you say, oh, I never would have thought about that, and I'm so glad I took a chance on that, because now I'm in a much better, happier situation. Next is my personal favorite, because it is the one that's held me back for so long, and that is not letting anxieties hold you back. Anxiety, living with a scarcity mindset, is just what prevents you from accomplishing your goals more than anything else. Maybe you're anxious to start your own YouTube channel, and you think, well, if I do this, I'm gonna fail, everyone's gonna make fun of me, and it's not gonna work out. or you think you're unwilling to ask that person out because you think they're gonna say no, or you don't wanna accept a new job because the current one you have is secure and you're scared of the future. I've heard it all and I've used them all. We all concentrate on the dangers, the potential problems, and scenarios that don't even exist and that are just made up in your head. And this makes us all afraid to take a chance on doing something that is going to broaden our horizons and make us more powerful and limitless. But there's a clear distinction between Endeavor's actual dangers and its perceived hazards. You see, the perceived risk of these potential projects are all influenced by external factors. We believe that starting our own business is just too risky and that society just tells us to stay at our corporate jobs. We're safer there, and that's where we belong until we're 65 and need a cane to even get around after that. But to me, the underlying risk in doing that is far worse than attempting a project that I'm passionate about and failing. Because I know there's so many unpredictable variables that go towards whether your project is going to be successful or not. And Jim Carrey had such a great quote, and he said that you could fail at something you don't want to do, so you might as well take a chance at something you love. And for me, I know that I don't want to work until I'm 65. I want to have my own successful business where I call the shots, and that I'm able to influence as much people as possible and help them and live the life I want to live. And hopefully some of you can resonate with that, and that's also what you want to do, and that's phenomenal. But if you also just want to work a corporate day job, there's nothing wrong with that either. But this is all about just making an informed decision and just going with your gut, what you think's best for you, and doing it based on how you feel and what you think is right for you and what brings you joy, and not out of anxiety and fear. So if you do want to start your own business, just make well-informed choices along the way, and you'll feel a lot more confident about your decision. Figure out what the actual dangers of what you're trying to do are, and if they're actually existent or they're just in your head and you just get anxious thinking about the worst case scenario that again may never happen, and then form a strategy and then just go from there. And once you master that evaluation, you'll feel just so much more confident and you'll feel limitless that way. And I don't know how big this channel is going to get. I hope it exceeds my expectations, and I have pretty big expectations and ambitions. But I'm doing this because it brings me joy, and I've looked at the risks, and I've also taken into account my time and effort put into this while also being able to still work and not making rash decisions along the way. And that's really all there is to it, guys. I'm sorry I can't offer you a limitless pill in the description, but honestly, if you implement these, you'll feel even more limitless because you will know that you did all this yourself and without any external factors. And that's just gonna make you even more powerful. If you like this video, please hit that like button and also subscribe if you have not already. I am stoked with how the channel is going so far and that you guys are loving the content. Leave a comment in the description if there's something that you do that can benefit us, that makes you more limitless. I'd love to know about that. Love you guys. I hope you're crushing your goals too, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.